Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and if you are a Pisces rising, then this is your video. So having your rising in Pisces, you are ruled by Jupiter in traditional astrology, Neptune in modern astrology. This is mutable water, and this is a very dualistic sign because when you look at the glyph, it is two fish swimming away from one another, stuck together, anchored together. So in a sense they cannot escape. One is the fish of the realm of spirit, one is the fish of the realm of matter, and they're forever divergent, forever swimming in opposite directions. So the Pisces rising can sort of feel that way, but you're very beautiful. This is the archetype of the mystic. Venus is exalted here. So having that, beautiful exalted Venusian energy on your physical body, people notice that empathic, soft side to you when you walk into a room. Oftentimes women with Pisces, men also with Pisces rising have the eyes like, like the fish, very wide and, far apart. There's this really particular attractive essence to their being. That is a Pisces rising, and more so their nature. They're so soft, so compassionate, so vulnerable. If you are a Pisces rising, you know what I mean. You're vulnerable, and no matter how much it hurts you, you're not afraid of opening up. Sometimes it can be maladjusted and you get into addictions or drugs, alcohol abuse and stuff like that, or eating too much sweets. Venus is exalted here. As a Pisces rising, you could love sweets, right? This is the archetype of the healer. So as a Pisces rising, you're very concerned about healing, but not of the physical body. That is Virgo's domain. You are interested in healing the soul. Okay, so Pisces, there is with your energy, there is a huge victim savior complex being played out. Sometimes you are the victim and sometimes you're the savior. Sometimes you're a bit of both. Okay, maladjusted, this can show in extremes when you need to just rescue people, toxic people who hurt you. Okay, because of this mutable water and its empathy and its compassion, you can be taken advantage of or used. And because you also cannot make up your mind whether you want to stay in a relationship or you want to leave, you constantly vacillate between this or that option. It's very difficult for you to make up your mind, like the two fish swimming away, So even if you look at the glyph of Sagittarius, the centaur, the man and the horse are still together, flowing in one direction. But with Pisces, the fish are, bound to be distraught in a way, traumatized in a way, because they're swimming in opposite directions. There is no middle point, there's no middle ground. And this, with Pisces rising, you're sort of like an emotional sponge. When you walk into a room, you start feeling the energies and the vibes, and you sort of soak everything up. So you need to have a healthy distance from society. As I make this video, a lot of the world is in isolation. Pisces, or the 12th house, is a place of seclusion. So you need to regularly go into your place of seclusion. For most Pisces rising, this is self-imposed. For some of it, it happens because of addictions or incarceration even. Okay, drowning is always a sense of being, fish out of water with Pisces. Because of this tremendous psychic capacity. You're like downloading all this information from the etheric world and from other dimensions and in the world of spirit. You don't know quite how to put them into words for human consumption. You don't know how to make your experiences palatable for human consumption. So that is something with the Pisces rising. Your experiences are so out of this world, otherworldly, that you cannot pin them down. And that's what your Polarity Virgo likes to do, pin them down, give them something solid. This energy with Pisces rising can be very overwhelming. That's why Pisces is so prone to alcohol or drug abuse, because this is a tremendously, difficult energy. The Christ principle is the energy of the age of Pisces. Compassion, love, empathy, universal love. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, who's exalted in Pisces. Neptune is the modern ruler, and Neptune teaches us how to dissolve boundaries. So with Pisces rising, a lot of your life has been dissolving, and your physical body as well, something about it, or something about the condition in which you experience self could be dissolving. That's why with Pisces there's always a trauma associated. Okay, some sort of victimization or trauma. Often sexual abuse also with Pisces, and Cancer sometimes, and Scorpio for sure. A lot of the cases come with these rising signs. Water. Okay, and this is mutable water. Water emotions that are adaptable and very flexible, ever changing. So Pisces emotions are very flexible, very high EQ. Emotional intelligence is very, very high. Maybe not so much with IQ and rational thinking. Think about it, Mercury is in fall in Pisces. So this automatically shows you that, this is a place where logical, analytical thinking is not going to work. It is a place of deep, deep depth that we cannot penetrate with anything other than intuition. Okay, that is the energy of Pisces. You approach it from a place of intuition. As a Pisces rising, that's how you experience the world, from a place of intuition. Okay, it's a very, very powerful and spiritual sign, high vibing sign. Now, this contradiction that Pisces feels with the two fish swimming away, you concentrate on the gleaf. This contradiction is something the Pisces needs to, harmonize. Otherwise, the self-contradiction can destroy you emotionally, psychically. And Pisces rising is very open to psychic attacks, very easily hypnotized, by the way. They can willingly suspend their disbelief and float away into fantastic landscapes in their mind. And their imagination is very vivid with the Pisces rising. Fantasy, role play, very, very vivid. With the two fish swimming away, you have to understand this is a tension of opposites. So there's always a polarizing and opposing force in this energy signature. Okay, it's tremendously polarized. Okay, one of the most incomprehensible energies, sometimes known as the dumping ground of the zodiac. So you that's why Pisces people can be, Pisces rising, Pisces moon, Pisces sun can be such good actors, because they see a bit of themselves in everyone. And that's why they can come from a place of empathy, okay, a place of Christ consciousness. They want to dissolve boundaries. Pisces is not looking for data or analytics. It is looking at submersion. Venus unifies, so Venus exalted here. This is the ultimate unification of the soul, when not only two become one, but all become one. Tattvamasi, that thou art. This is what the mystic understands, but can be very gullible, can say yes to everything, cannot make up their minds, don't know what they want for food. This is something that people who live with Pisces rising can get irritated with. Okay, because there is no comprehensive, logical, analytical thought. You're so lost in this fantastic mind space, a mind palace that you have created. Very powerful with visualizations, if you've known how to work this energy. Think about how water envelops everything. That's how Pisces wants to envelop. That's how Neptune envelops your whole personality. So there's this aura of radiance, of love around you with the Pisces rising. And if you use this carefully, you can be a very powerful healer, a very powerful shaman. That's the sort of work you are here to do with this rising sign, if you ask me. Okay, you need to understand that sometimes you need to discriminate. Okay, like that is the Saturnian vibe, Saturn. But Pisces doesn't know discrimination. So this is something you need to learn. Boundaries also. Say no sometimes. It's healthy to say no. You don't have to agree to everything. But you're very open-minded. Very open-minded, because all you want to do is resolve contradictions. If there are fights, if there are problems, you are open to every idea. You harmonize, but not in the way Libra harmonizes superficially. You are looking at a soul level harmonization, and that, I think, is the most sublime aspect of Pisces, because you don't care about the surface. Okay, you don't care about the excesses of the surface. You care about something deep, something profound. You understand love is not an emotion, it is the ultimate vibration. Okay, very receptive yin energy, very adaptable neutral energy, flexible, quick to solution. Although if you can make up your mind, and you want to always sort of come from a place where you want to reconcile the opposites. Okay, let's just come to a state of samadhi, so to say. Okay, bliss, a place of bliss. That is why Venus is exalted, and this is Neptune's domain. Bliss, spiritual bliss, is ultimately what you're looking at when you have a Pisces rising. That's where you're headed to. The Pisces rules the feet, return back home to source code. Now, Pisces can be very slippery, like I said, like the fish. You can't hold them, you can't possess them, they will slip away. Do not try to give them any type of task. So if you're Pisces rising, don't get into a job which is very structure oriented or detail oriented. Not great with details, but beautiful with words, beautiful with photography, cinema, acting, tarot, psychic, healing. Don't overdo drugs and sweets and all that, and you should be all right. First out, Pisces, exalted Venus. Okay, like a Neptunian, beautiful body. Feet can be problematic, especially with the moon. Restless leg syndrome can occur. Second house, Aries. So finances will always be fiery and shift and change a lot, flux a lot. Third house, Taurus. Siblings were probably quite solid, quite solid with you, and you had a good harmonious relationship with siblings in the neighborhood. Even local travel was very, a thing of fun, something that you really enjoyed. Now, fourth house is Gemini. So family and foundations were never solid, mutable air, square. It's difficult, okay? It's a difficult aspect by house. So, it's family life, not a good place. Very, very, very prone to change again. And maybe adaptable, flexible, or even if the experience was good, in some way it was not emotionally fulfilling. Okay, now Cancer is your fifth. So you can get very possessive in the beginning about your love interests, or and sort of they could mother you or you could mother them with that fifth house Cancer. Sixth house Leo. So take care of your heart. Everyday activities can be quite dramatic because of this Leo sixth house. You shine in the work you do. That's why tarot reader, psychic, actor, actress stuff is very good for you. Virgo is your seventh house, your polarity. Relationships will always be very cold in a way. Virgo can be very cold, methodical, can be OCD, your husband. Eighth house is Libra. So again, polarized eighth house, ruled by Venus. So you could get an inheritance if you have a solid Venus, of course. Ninth house is Scorpio. So long distance travel can bring amorous affairs, or you travel to dig deep into something, or you travel to have higher education in psychology. Sagittarius 10th house, midheaven, solid. You know, you can work with foreigners, you can work online, attract, get a lot of audience with that Sagittarius from different nationalities actually. Capricorn 11th house, blessings, because this is Saturn's domain. Capricorn always gives you something solid. So you should be quiet. Once you get fame, you should be able to keep it long term with the Pisces rising. Now, Aquarius being your 12th house. Difficult with this fixed air energy. Uranus and Saturn ruled. Okay, although Saturn finds joy in the 12th, but eccentric dreams can happen, or you know, something, some secret that was, you know, maybe buried comes out, and is quite eccentric, something you don't understand, or you try to always put logic and clarity to your dreams in a way, and because you're this Aquarius 12th house always wants clarity. So I hope you like that video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think. Thank you.